Today I'm going to take you through a 20-minute resistance band leg workout. You can do this as a follow along with me. We're going to do 11 exercises, doing 40 seconds on, 15 seconds off for 2 rounds. There's a warm-up linked in the description below if you want to do that. And if not, let's get into the workout. So I'm going to be mixing and matching between 2 bands. I've got a red band here and a black one, but don't worry if you've only got one, just make do with what you've got. We're going to start things off with a front squat. So I want you to stand on the band, do your feet about shoulder width apart. We're going to hold it in this front rack position and we're going to go for that 40-second interval. Keeping a nice upright posture, knees pushed out to the side. You should keep your heels on the floor, but you want to spread the pressure between the front of your foot, your heel, and the inside and out. So you should have even pressure between all those points. Knees externally rotated if you can. Try not to over lean forwards. Imagine if you were holding a barbell, you wouldn't want the weight to be pulling you out to the front. All right, we're going to come onto the mat now. You're going to put your foot on the band, put it over the opposite shoulder. You're going to come into a all fours position. We're going to do some kickbacks. So you're going to kick back, squeeze that glute, bring the knee in, and repeat. So I've got the band on my left foot and it's come over my right shoulder. Just adding a little bit of resistance to this exercise. Obviously, if you've got thicker bands, you can add more resistance with this. On the next round, I'll add the other band in. I'm just showing you that it doesn't really matter. You can just make do with what you've got. Use whatever bands you've got with you. Let's hold, and we're gonna switch. So I'm gonna put the band on my other foot, take it over my head onto the opposite shoulder. I'm going to come onto that all fours position. So you're just kicking the heel back, bringing the knee in briefly. I want you to spend the majority of your set in that outstretched position. So I'm out holding 1, 2, I'm just coming in briefly and straight back out. All the resistance is in the out, not in the in position. So we want to maximize the time that glute is under tension by spending most of our set out, squeezing the glute, reaching the heel. Don't worry about kicking up too high. We're more thinking about reaching back in a straight line, horizontally backwards. Great job. Okay, next up, we're going to do a back squat. So you're going to stand on the band again. This time, you're going to loop the band over your head. If it's uncomfortable in your neck, just pull a little bit of pressure off like that. We're going to squat down, going up. You still want a relatively upright posture, but you can afford to lean forwards just a couple more notches than you did with that front squat position. If you don't find the band uncomfortable, feel free to put your hands out front like this for a bit of counterbalance. Usually people will prefer a slight turn out with the feet, but make sure your knees are turned out to match. Great job. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have on my left foot, I'm going to offset it on the outside of the opposite arm. I'm going to go into this split squat position. I'm just going to drop the back knee down, coming back up. So the band's on my front leg, I'm holding it in the opposite arm in what we call a front rack position, as if you're holding a kettlebell. The band should be on the outside of your bicep. Just slowly lowering down. You can do this without the band as well. This is going to be a challenging exercise, whether you do it with or without the band. Great one for the hamstrings, glutes. Feel that hip flexor and quad on the back leg. So it doesn't matter which side you started with, but you're gonna put your other foot in the band. That's gonna be your front foot. You're gonna take the band on the opposite side in that front rack position. Get into your split squat position. You're gonna slowly drop down until your back knee either gently touches the mat or at least comes very close. We're gonna keep going. Make sure that front knee is not collapsing in. So we want it pointing straight forwards, matching your middle toe or some of your middle toes. Definitely the hardest exercise, I think, in this routine is these split squats. Great job. Okay, we're gonna go good morning next. So you're gonna stand on the band, feet straight this time, no turn out. Bring it over your head with that back squat position. You can take a bit of pressure off if you want. We're gonna hinge at the hip, reaching your bum backwards. So hinge at the hip, feel that hamstring stretch, squeeze your glutes through, tuck your tailbone under and repeat. So imagine someone's pulling your hips backwards behind you, and then you're gonna glute bridge forward, squeezing against it. We don't want too much of a turnout, so you're gonna have a slightly narrower foot position than your back squat with straighter toes. You can soften the knees, so unlock the knees as you come down, but you shouldn't be bending your legs too much. It's not a squat, it's just a hip hinge. All right, next up, I'm gonna take it on one foot, so I'm gonna have it on my left foot, have the band in my right hand. I'm gonna start with my feet together on one edge of my mat. We're gonna do a lateral lunge that way. I'm gonna lunge down, I'm gonna come back to my start position. Lunge down, back, your trailing leg stays nice and straight. Keep it in line with the band. If it looks as straight as the band, you're doing a good job with that. If you want to support this with two hands, that's absolutely fine. Make sure this knee is not collapsing in. Want that pushed, externally rotated out to that side. Good for knee, healthy knee alignment, healthy knees. Great job, let's take it to the other side. So you're gonna stand on it. That foot, take it in the opposite hand, feet together, we're gonna step that way now. 3, 2, all right, let's get ready. Feel that nice stretch down the inside of this trailing leg, that outside knee, trying to point towards my little toes rather than collapsing inside of my big toe. All right, great job. I'm going to move to my black band. Feel free to stick with the one you got. If you've got a thicker band, this is probably one of the ones you want to use it for. I'm going to do a deadlift, so I'm going to stand hip width apart, holding onto either side, flat back, stand up straight, squeeze your glutes through, and hinge down. So it's going to be a similar hinge to that good morning we were doing before, but this time you're going to allow a little knee bend as you push your hips back. If you've got multiple bands, you could double them up as well. I like to have a narrow stance for this, partly so I don't overstretch and snap my bands, to be honest. If you go too wide, you might risk overstretching the edges. Oh, this next one, definitely want to go back to the thin band. So you're going to stand on it, crisscross it over to make an X. Put your hands through. You're gonna come up like this, and we're gonna do lateral steps. So you're gonna step, little gentle toe tap, probably the hardest one to get the hang of. But we've got 2 rounds, so if you're still figuring it out, don't worry, you'll get a second chance to get it right. So I'm not losing all the tension, so I'm going from, let's say, a third tension to full tension as a step across. I call this X-band shuffle. You should feel those abductors. There's some little muscles on the outside of your glutes working. All right, so there's 30 seconds off. Take a little breather. If you've got another band, maybe you want to incorporate this next. If you want to take care of your body, you can work out, but you also have to look at your nutrition. There's a nutrition plan linked in the description below. So if you fancy combining your workouts with good nutrition, have a look at that in there. Let's get ready to go for that second round. Front squats. So remember, we're trying to have a nice upright position, knees pushed out to the side, avoiding any excessive lean forward. Try not to let your tailbone collapse under at the bottom either. So we've got the glute kickbacks after this. I'm going to move up to my thicker band for that. Okay, so stand on it, put it over the opposite shoulder, come into an all fours position, and you're good to go in this kneeling position. So I've got it over the opposite shoulder to my foot. Reach back, squeeze the glute 2 to 3 seconds, bring it in, straight back out. So you're doing 2 to 3 second holds. I want you to reach the heel back, not the toes. So focus on the heel reaching. And when you get into that extended position, tense your glute on the side that you're kicking out with. Try not to let your stomach dip down into an arch. Try and draw the belly button in, maintaining somewhat of a neutral spine. All right, we're gonna take it to the other side. So I'm gonna put it on the opposite foot, bring it over the shoulder, into an all four position, and we're good to go. Could double your bands up for this one as well. Kicking back. I realise they're fairly fast transitions on some of these, but once you get used to it, you'll get used to those switches. It's all new first time round, but do this workout a couple of times, you'll be right with me in no time. Let's add those hold and squeeze. Starting to get a little sweat now. This is a great little holiday workout if you're ever traveling away. All right, I'm gonna stick with this black band for my back squats. So feet a little wider over your head. You can take a little bit, if it's pulling on your neck, just take a little bit of pressure off. Squatting down and back up. Knees out. Making sure you're not collapsing under at the bottom. A full depth to your squat though. Heels stay on the floor. Oh, good job. Got those split squats next. So your front foot is going to have the band on. You're going to bring it front racked onto the opposite arm. Bring that leg back. Definitely feeling it burning on this one. This is a nice low impact routine though. If you struggle with some of those HIIT workouts that have a lot of jumping, the bands are good for you. All right, so you're gonna put it on the opposite foot. Front racket on the outside of the bicep. You're gonna put that foot forwards. The free foot is gonna come back. Let's go. Oh. Okay, we've got those good mornings, so you're gonna have your feet pointing straight forward, hip width apart. We're gonna bring the band behind your head. You can take that pressure off if you want. Hinge at the hip, feel those hamstrings stretch, squeeze the glutes through, and repeat. This is another one where you might have the strength to double up your bands. Great. Okay, we've got that lateral lunge. So you start on one side of the mat, doesn't matter which. Take the band offset in the opposite hand. We're going to step out into a lateral lunge, trailing the inside leg straight to match the straight band, and repeat. If you're enjoying this, there is a super thanks button down by the like button where you can leave a small donation to help me put more time towards these videos. Obviously not compulsory at all, but a lot of you don't know it's a feature. So if you check that out, if you fancy it below. All right, let's go to the other side. We're gonna go other foot, opposite arm, feet together to start. We're gonna lunge that way. Let's go. Lunging down and back to the start. I'll link at the end of this video my upper body resistance band workout. So if you're feeling good, you wanna keep going, you're not ready to stop yet, just follow that and you can go straight into another workout. Similar format, just upper body exercises. All right, we've got two more. We've got deadlifts. So I'm going to double my bands up for this actually. I'm going to stand in the center, and we've got that X band pulse as well. Okay. Can be a bit tough on the hands, this. If you've ever got handles, you can actually clip cable attachment handles onto bands. I'll sometimes do that for workouts just to give a slightly more comfortable handle. Just use the little carabiner to clip around the band. It's a good tip for just making it a little easier. Okay, I'm going to take that lighter band. I'm going to stand on it, You're gonna crisscross it to make an X, put your hands through the center. You're gonna do that X-band shuffle. So you're gonna shuffle out, toe tap, out, toe tap. And you're trying not to lose resistance on the band. So you're not coming all the way in. You should only be coming a little bit of the way in. So the band's always got some tension. That'll mean it doesn't slip under your foot as well if it's under tension. And it'll also mean it's a harder workout. Almost there. Thanks so much for joining me. Why not keep the workout going and try my resistance band upper body workout here? I'll put a playlist of some of my others. Make sure you let me know in the comments below, how did you find that workout and where in the world are you following along from? I really do like to hear that. Hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to support the channel so I can keep bringing more videos like this to you. See you again soon for another workout.